Freedom! Anna! I think I already like this game. Why do you say that? It's in 5 seconds.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Callie, what? What was it? What was it?
I lived
I
there
know.
until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
I know. I play something else and I get like 5 viewers. I play Iron Man and I get like 30. It's ridiculous. Like I always say to everyone, I'm not a streamer, clearly, but if I play Iron Man, it all changes.
Inside the mailbox
Hey,
were
Melissa.
bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent.
Hope you're doing
Open
well.
immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but
You had
didn't tell me
89
what I
viewers? That's insane.
wanted. Maybe she
We're gonna have to
thought
kick you
no,
out of the medium 3.
or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Yeah, I feel the same way, but I can't just play Pokemon. I can't do it. I can't do it. I need to play my other games. I need it.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house,
89 is above the average you need to get partnership, so...
but now I had questions about my
That's a
family
lot.
that the house knew the answers to.
That's over double what I get, man.
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent, as if they're about to say something but never do.
I mean, if you're enjoying it that much, keep doing it. No one else was doing Iron Man. Yeah, that's also a factor. If I stream when Callie's doing it, I'm down like 10 viewers. If I stream when Bayleaf does it, I'm down like 40 viewers, you know. I literally go into the negatives. I picked a time slot and then everybody else started taking the same time slot and now I don't have a time slot. My time slot. bad idea. Well, my only requirement is that if Kali Yuga gets partnership from Ironmon, that he sends his partnership to me, Kappa. There was a time slot for a week, and then they took it. They took it.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
I just want the partnership for the emotes, man. I'm not gonna lie. Give me more emote slots. Shoutouts to Callie for getting us slot number 5. But we can't get any more unless we get partnership, which sucks. And I'm never gonna get a partnership if I play stuff like this. Yeah, I need to get better at ending my streams when it comes to Ironmon. I'm really bad at it as well. I need to not do that. It looks very pretty. But I'm never gonna get emote slots playing games like this.
The way I'd been dreaming.
But I'm still gonna play them anyways. Like I said, until my weekly Pokemon streams would ever hit, if they ever hit partner numbers, then we'll push a Pokemon month. But until then, we're sticking with variety weekends. Also variety on this Thursday because a new game comes out. Also, I don't think you can run. That part's a little obnoxious. So just you wait till I get my Pokemon emote. Then everyone will want to sub, Kappa. Vaccination round 2. Da-da-da-da. Nah, she was just like ganked by a Shiv, you know?
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Is there a side building? I want to go to the side building first. But no, Callie, I'm happy for you that it's doing so good, honestly. Like I said, I'm not leaving Ironmon anytime soon, so.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house. The house felt like it had always been here. Even the swing set was older than my mother.
That's how I feel when I get 30 viewers, dude. Like when you see, like, I'm used to having, like, nobody, like legit, like, the beginning of this month or whatever, I streamed a 13-hour stream of a different game, and I think 2 people chatted the whole 13 hours. And then I stream Ironmon and everyone shows up. It's weird. It's very weird, dude. I agree. Go to bed. Stop telling my viewers to leave.
I heard something moving around in the garage.
No bullying allowed. No bullying allowed or I'll pour this fertilizer over you. Can we get into the garage? We're allowed to bully me. That's different. I have to protect everyone else from the bullying. Can I go in this? How small are we? Apparently small enough.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left.
Last of Us. All I know is this game's supposed to be like 3 hours long, and I was like, well, that's enough reason for me to do it. And one of my buddies, Ralph, played in played this and said I should try it out too.
I felt like I was home.
Look around this kitchen.
But instead of a family, there were
big
just
toaster.
memories of one.
That's a lot of toast, dude. That's a lot of toast. Also, speaking of Callie, I know everybody else calls you Yuga and I say Callie. How does that make you feel?
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
It's a lot of... You hate being called Yuga? Nice! So you're saying that I say it the right way. I didn't mean to go back in. That is a lot of books.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
And our friend Yali Kuga the bird. Never forget.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Why does it auto go forward? They have a special chair for the stairs. Oh, yeah. Can't use it. Evil Kali Yuga. Apparently evil Mo Siwi is no Siwi because we were no Siwi for a while. What would my prefix
Barbara
be?
was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
I'd probably just cut out the we. Mosi? Or just Mo? One of the two? Oh, I don't want my full name. It's too long for a emote. I wouldn't mind just Mo. No C wee wee. Feels bad, man.
The last time I was in Edith Senior's room,
See, wee wee.
I was 10 and she was painting my portrait. As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
No PP Max. I wish I could get a PP Max.
My Grandpa Sam
You know what,
spent
you're
7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Seems weird. Do you know what your prefix would be? I also have no idea where I'm going. Upstairs. What's up, Jeff? Hey, Dennis. Hope you're both doing well.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Hey, Jeff again. Hope it looks like an Ironmon stream. Hopefully someday. Yours would be Yuga. Gotcha. Yeah, I'd have to debate between Mo or Mosi. So, like, it would be Mo Love or Mosi Love. Or something. But Mosi's probably the more likely.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not
Get some
sealing it
good
up.
sleep, though, bud.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door.
Under the
Just
sea.
like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Saving. Nice.
I grew up looking at Molly's room
Molly.
through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Chopped up the starfish.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
So now we're playing as her.
The
The
gerbil
gerbil
food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Delicious.
My Halloween candy was all gone. I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Strange game. By the way.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
I ate a lot of things that night. I kept eating and eating.
Eating toothpaste, yum. Stranger than we happy few. Confirmed.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her.
Do not eat the bird.
And suddenly, I was a cat.
Now we're a cat. One second. Go back and eat the fish. Can't go back. But we're a cat.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Where am I going?
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits.
Rabbits, where?
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up,
He ate the rabbit.
and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
He ate the rabbit, guys.
A mama
He
rabbit.
ate the rabbit. How hungry are you? Yes.
too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Oh, we're a shark now. You need to find a cow. I'm so confused, dude.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good. Grabbed on tight, but I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Are we a snake now? Or a tentacle? I'm so confused, dude.
'I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
1 second. You gotta reply to a text. Oh! Oh my gosh. 1 second, guys. So how's everyone doing with their favorite game? Speaking of hungry, I'm gonna take a couple bites of my actual food. What's up, Jeff?
was big, but I moved real quiet.
Oh, now we ate a person. This is something. This is the content you guys signed up for when you followed me, right? I guess you need to eat people. Take forever. I just went in a circle. Where am I going? I have no idea where I'm going, dude. Finding your next victim. Probably going up here, huh?
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
What? Is that a victim? One second. I have to text. I just realized, one second, my bot's not up. I'm gonna fix my bot. Hold, please. Streamlabs got closed. I need to type in my code for Twitch for my bot. Come on. Got an achievement. Let the drunken sailor sing. Alright. The bot is fully connected. I am here for sure. Let's play the video game. Delicious.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something
Still hungry,
had to have,
guys.
So I swam towards it.
Hungry, by the way. No, we're still a tentacle. Hungry, by the way.
I slithered onto the sand.
Big girl.
And the good smell went into an old pipe. I got closer and closer. All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
But we're back to this world.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Look, there's the cat.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it.
Maybe. It's something about a family.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Something about a family for sure. I mean, you have the family tree. We're probably going to learn about everyone, I would assume. We'll figure that out.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Frog. Duck. Spaceman.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
See? Everyone's enjoying whatever this game is, right?
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard.
No.
It's hidden in this book. Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
I don't know if you guys know this or not, but this is a strange game.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Everywhere I go leads to like 4 other ways. So there's a path there. Go back. Like, is there something in that room? Seems weird, dude. Like, I didn't explore that other room. I just went forward, thinking that this was gonna stop. There's something over there. That's where it came.
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
Wow. Gloves.
Lewis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
I think I hit the wrong button.
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse. His wife, Ingeborg. and their
Family
newborn
curse. So there you
son,
go,
Johan.
Dennis. Family curse.
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
You do have to try to fill every person in. Well, now we'll go back. So, back to the lab, I guess. Man Center. A lot of books.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
No, this is Calvin's thing. Click the Calvin button. I like the room.
How I Want
You want
to
a space
Remember My
station?
Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Sure, why not?
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready!
Coming! But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Hey, Chelsea. You're not wrong, Donna.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Well, they actually were in halves.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
It's a strange game. It's a strange game. This is my first time playing it, so we're just doing some random games, random weekends, yay.
The passages were a pretty tight fit.
Anna gets to watch stuff get eaten.
They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
I don't know if I'm supposed to go this way or this way. There's so many ways.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
It's very weird.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Oh.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
Oh, we're playing now? I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. We're just relaxing. Relaxing before we have to go back to the lab of no relaxing tomorrow.
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent. She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
This game's definitely unique. I can tell you that much. Destroy everything!
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Eating creatures to destroying stuff. Destroy everything. The next room.
Oh, it's rattled and grew
Uh-oh.
stale.
Oh dear!
Oh.
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
It was tidy. It ain't tidy now.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the Hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And where he was, he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Ah!
That night, she played her part beautifully. She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Ouch. No, you.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Nani?
Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from
Hey, Evil, hope you're
inside
doing
the
well.
house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had
I'm
a
recording this
taste
stream for
stardom.
copyright music. It's in the game. It's
But
game music.
unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Weird.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
I hope things are alright, man. When are you going?
Don't do that.
Thanks for the 490 bits, Evil Weevil. Copyright music. I appreciate the biddies.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Don't do that.
Thanks for the 1-bit, Anna. Still don't do that. We were in here already, right? Yeah. That's where we started. after I get some things together. Gotcha. Well, I hope everything's alright, man. Sorry to hear that things are not doing too good. So hopefully it's nothing too serious.
A lot of things got
Packing
left behind in
peanuts.
the whirlwind of that last night. I wonder if that comic was right about there being a key inside the music box near the basement. Only one restaurant would deliver to our house. We had Chinese a lot. Maybe I should go check out that music box down by the
Am I
basement.
allowed to yell at Evil? Sure.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. If I keep winding
No.
the music box, maybe a key will pop out. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Well, Evil, whenever you're back, I don't know if you have any interest, but a group of us are going to try out that fishing game
Even
that's in Game
Fireplace
Pass
had a
now.
story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house after it sank.
It's added one in Game Pass like 2 days ago. Torture! Wait, no torture. The basement. Ooh. Fishing, yeah, it's the cat. It's called The Catch in Game Pass. We also all downloaded Fishing Planet, so there's 2 fishing games to play. Anna can play that one with us because it's on computer crossplay. But me, Ralph, and Gravik are gonna play them at least. Who lives in the creepy basement? We'll find out.
Mom
Sven.
said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Creepy basement.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories,
That's some food.
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Walter. Good food? You'll have to try it to find out. Canned peaches. Yum.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of a door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Canned peaches.
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
So many canned peaches.
It's been a week now.
There's no canned
in
peaches.
30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave. Well, I still can.
So I can't go past that way. Can you go up? Up. What was it then? 30 years of peaches? Thousands of cans? Cereal?
I know it's out there somewhere.
Jelly? Pork? Peas? A whole bunch of cereal?
Whatever killed
What
Barbara
appears to be peanut butter?
and Molly and Calvin.
There's all the food he's eaten. Dang.
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Well, Anna just made it so you guys didn't get to see me get run over by a train, so everyone can yell at Anna for covering up the story.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Yes, yelling. I really should turn those things off in the story games, to be fair.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive.
Hydrate.
Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two.
I hydrate it.
I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself
It was empty.
and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
I don't think the train comes here anymore.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
It is a pretty view, especially when it's not being covered up by Anna.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Hi, Anna.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Blah, blah, blah.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
The pet cemetery.
3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea.
The
My mom was
moon.
always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Where do I
She
go?
could see it poking out
Oh.
of the water at low tide.
I guess that's
Edie's
what I
side
was
was always
supposed to
easier
do.
for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant. I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
No more moon. Well, that's the thing to grab,
Sam
but we'll
spent
do
his
that
life
after we go
shooting
to them.
photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
I'm not going there yet. And there after we do the thing. I want to look around.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Sadness. Cat.
Dawn, I promise. you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
Now we're taking pictures.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit.
Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
Did you want to get a picture of me or what? Come on already.
Smile, Dawn. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though. Aw.
Snap, 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 snap. Now fully short up.
Drunk all that coffee. Hey!
That's a keeper. Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Oh, come on, snap. Not
Dawn,
that
don't
snap.
you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. If Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Anna probably doesn't even play Pokemon Snap anymore.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Active.
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so...
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Well.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Oh no. Everyone goes dead in this game, though. That's what we've learned so far. Now I probably want to go to that secret room, right?
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Pac-Mans. Oh, now this one's about a baby. Where else can we find Gregory? Duties, Greg, be a baby. Be a baby. Climbing wall.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Over the frog now.
Watching's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination.
Get those ducks.
Whatever it was he saw. It sure made him happy. I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Party's over, she says.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand. About Gregory. About everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. He'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Only a few left.
I can't imagine my
Oh, there's
mom
another
ever
one
writing
right here.
poetry yet.
Alright.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Can I climb now? I
My
can.
mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
This is a very deathful game.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Great job.
But it didn't last.
Great job.
was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Milton.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Can't go that way. Anything else before I open that? Doesn't look like it. Paintings. This is what Anna's room looks like. A lot of colors.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Everywhere. Do.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Bone.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Going up even higher. Tiny splatters of paint.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room, except Lewis.
Doop. Achievement.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Yo, Lynn Beasy. Convert it from a Prime Gaming to a Tier 1. I appreciate that, man. I guess doing that does not make the alarm or the alert go off. What does remain of Edith Finch? We haven't found out quite yet, but we're getting there. We're pretty close to finding out. We're gonna play on the Wonderland Turbo instead, though.
Playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
But as of right now, everyone's dying, so.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance
Meant to do Prime Sub, but hey, there
Newly
you
sober,
go.
I
Well,
believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of
rip.
his daily life.
That's unfortunate.
He kept working at the cannery.
But thank
he
you for the
withdrew
sub.
with himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it.
Oops.
He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis.
Weird game.
So I let him go on.
I guess so. The fish are the right stick, the other thing's the left stick. So, you do have to do both.
He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Sorry, Caps, all good.
And songs for them to play.
This is a very strange game,
About
honestly.
starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. and he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
It is super strange.
St. Louis. We started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen.
I am controlling the boat,
Queen
yes.
was on her own quest for sinister serpents.
Mississippi.
He followed the sound of her electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Not the sinister serpents.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Very strange. I'm just going, you know? Just going.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
It's a lot of fish, dude. That's a lot of fish!
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him.
Fish King. The King of Fish.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Uh-oh.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
It's a strange game.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
I can go down this way. Not fully sure where we're going, which way. Lots of ways. I think we're supposed to go up because this is where we came from. Up we haven't been. Or have we? I don't fully know. Have we been all the way up? I don't think so. Let's go up instead of down. That seems like a better idea. I don't want to go. Yes, I know. So I was going right the first time, I just didn't see something. Is that it does say exit.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
Apparently I just didn't see these stairs last time. Blind to actual stairs.
I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
There's a lot of views in this game, yes.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
There's the outsides.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Folk tales. Paper creatures.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000
Yawning?
years.
No.
God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
Da 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 da.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go. I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the band came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
It was a strange video game. Strange video game. The frog. The frog. Ribbit. Yeah? One achievement. Play Calvin's story again. Playing again. It was fun.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin.
Strange but fun.
And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Random achievement to replay this specific one. Is it not going forward this time?
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
It is interesting because it's like, is it actually a curse or is it just very bad luck with some of them?
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. After the funeral, Edie roped
done
off
then.
Calvin's half of the room.
Alright, well, we finished this game completely. Now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do next. Hold, please.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Please hold. So how's everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing all right. While I figure out what I'm gonna be doing. The gloomy story fits the gloomy weather. It was fun though. I'm just deciding what we're doing. I'm still gonna stream. So we're just kind of figuring out what stream. Let me check one last thing. My document thing. Anything other than Iron Man. Yeah, Iron Man's tomorrow. We don't speak about that on the weekend. Alright. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut the stream, and then I'm going to switch games, and the stream's going to come right back. So, do not leave, Kappa. We're going to play something else for a little bit. So we'll probably do like 2 or 3 games late, because I might do Yakuza later today. So we're gonna play something we're gonna probably just go through. I'm gonna look through my collection, figure out a short game or something I can do a chapter of if it's not a whole game, and then me and Anna will probably play something, and then I might do Yakuza later. So I will be right back. No leaving allowed. Monster Hunter? Not today. Today we're doing something short and quick that can give achievements, because we're trying to get the 10,000 on Xbox for the special event thing they have going on. So, I shall return shortly.